You're foreign. What's the war on terror? What's the war on drugs? What's the war on crime? What's the war on poverty? War is it's like a belligerent term. Don't you agree? So the use of terms, to combat, means that, to combat. We're not here to determine other people's political agenda. We're not here to tell other people how to think. We don't represent the politics of the Gardner family. We don't represent the politics of the Brown family. They're in grief. They lost a child. It launched a movement. Yes, they are not our political leaders. This coalition says what it is, to combat police terrorism, because the police are terrorizing us and have been terrorizing us for what, 400 years now? They're the descendants of the Patty Rollers. Remember them from New York? They're the descendants of the Ku Klux Klan. They're the descendants of the militias that used to go hunt slaves and run them down. That's what the police, that's how they police our community. If you think that that history is not worthy of the term combat, then you need to be 12 years a slave. So yes, we don't have no obligation to tone down our rhetoric. Who do we have an obligation to? CNN? To you? To white folks? Do we have an obligation in this society as the victims of white supremacy in this country to reform white supremacy? Do we have an obligation to make you feel better about yourself and better about your country? No. The coalition is to combat police terrorism.
Do you think there are any police officers out there who are honorable people who do a good job, who maybe deserve it? I
think that if our decentralization program comes through, they'll be living in our community. We know that there's black police officers who are terrified by their colleagues. We know that there are black police officers who cannot police properly because of white supremacy, institutional white supremacy inside of their organization. So that we hope that if we can change the laws that allow the police, that allow the community to control policing in their community, that has residency clauses at least for 3 or 4 years of a police's term, that he live in the community that he work in. I'm sure that there are black police officers out there are white police officers out there from every denomination who will protect their community, who will enforce the law, and who will protect the defenseless from those amongst their ranks who would take victims, make them victims. Yes, I do believe there are those types of policemen.
Does this type of rhetoric endanger them?
Well, they endangered species already, because we know the individual cannot change an institution. Talk to the average black cop and what he tells you when he's off duty and he has to wear his gun. He's terrified. He's scared to death that a white cop might shoot him because he thinks he's another Negro with a gun. Okay? So let's be real.
I think while I appreciate the question, I really understand that you are trying to turn us into the bad guys. And we're not the bad guys. We are here for the people. Actually, unfortunately, I grew up with a father who was a police officer. And my father would come home angry because yet another black man, back then in the day, they would handcuff them to the telephone pole and then they would beat them with their nightsticks. And my father had to witness that day in and day out. And as a police officer, a black police officer, who was actually unwanted on the force, he had to swallow that. Eventually, he had his fill, and he couldn't swallow it anymore. You could say that my father also couldn't breathe. And so he left the Atlanta Police Department. Instead of asking other people to change the policy, he said the only way we're going to change this policy is for us to become the policy makers.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. News that you will not get anywhere else but on the South Orange Mayport Online Radio Experience. Time check. The time is approximately 9:34 p.m. Before we go, we're going to give you the SOMO quote of the day. The SOMO quote of the day. Let's see. The SOMO quote of the day is... Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is health that is real wealth, not pieces of silver and gold. It is health that is real wealth, not pieces of gold and silver. Mahatma Gandhi. That is the Soma quote of the day. Time check. The time is approximately 9:34 p.m. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. And I always give you this song before I go. See ya. Same Soma time, same Soma channel. Later.
So we're giving thanks to the Most High for all of His blessings, His guidance. Oh Lord, how great Thou art Thee. Thank You for blessing me. Transpose all my energy, yeah, and molded talents in me. Now those on my head, I appreciate your gratitude, endurance and faith. They standing in line, want to intertwine, devour my body, soul and mind. But my will is strong, they can't throw me down. With Your guidance I will carry on. Oh Lord, every day I'm going to sing this song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. Yeah. Thank You, Lord, for every little thing. Yeah. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. And I thank You for blessing me every day. And through the river walls, I will walk with You beside me. Be unharmed, cause You can find me, yeah. And when their kingdom falls, You'll console me from my distress. In Your warmth of grace I will rest, yeah. No one's already can remove me from Your bubble. They will perish in their rubble, yeah. And if that false fear falls, oh Lord, I will be lifted up to You, the Lord, and sing it. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. Thank You, Lord, for every little thing. Hey. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. And I thank You for blessing me every day. And so I sing again. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. Thank You, Lord, for every little thing. Hey. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. And I thank You for blessing me every day. Thank You for giving them love. Thank You for giving me all. Thank You for keeping my faith. Thank You for everything.